What if I told you this was the last shot needed to change a culture?
Chris Confair, head coach of Northview Boys Basketball. Been here since 2017 to present, and let's get this ball rolling here. The culture when I first took over Northview back in 2017, wasn't the greatest. Coach previously before me just kind of let the kids do what they would like to do. Was kind of more of a babysitter than a teacher and a coach. We lacked a ton of discipline. Kids didn't show up to practice, didn't even show up to school. Grades were awful on the whole entire team, so I knew that was my first change I probably had to make. First thing that I did want to change is just to make sure that our kids understood that they needed respect. I have 3 simple rules. It's classwork, discipline, and respect. You do all 3 of those, you can't do me wrong. As soon as my kids kind of decided to buy into that, a lot of stuff changed. We had a lot of kids that were failing, not going to make it to college, that started being able to go to at least a junior college, and then some of them started getting accepted to college. So that was a big change for us. I had administration, I had teachers come up to us as coaches, tell us that they were hugely impressed at what changed with a lot of our kids for our Northview basketball program. So I think the biggest thing for our culture was definitely the respect. We needed to change, them to kind of learn to be, young men rather than little boys. My biggest struggle in the 2018-2019 winless season was probably to have all my kids buy in. That wasn't really the case for a couple of our seniors who had the coach previously before me that wanted to do it their own way. And we were very young. I had about 5 freshmen on varsity with 5 sophomores, and then I had about 5 seniors that were part of the program but didn't really want to buy in until it was probably too late. I didn't have to struggle on my kids coming to class. I didn't have to struggle with them with their grades. We actually hit the highest grade point average that we could have. We were 3rd most highest in athletics for our school with a 3.667. So that was pretty nice, even though we struggled as a season for our wins and losses, but we grew more as individuals. After going through our winless season, the biggest thing that had to change was that we had to buy in. We had to drop everything, change the way we did practice, change the way we spoke to our kids, to kind of teach them that they are winners, that they can win games, instead of them always being told that they weren't very good or they weren't the most talented, which they heard probably from their parents, from the kids around school, probably to some of their teammates. So the biggest thing we wanted to change was a we will mentality. We will be positive, we will do our best, we will always support each other in our dire needs. We made a big change that we're always going to be a teammate, we're always going to be a family, and that's something that I tried to establish when I was here in 2017, but most importantly, that's the biggest thing we're trying to make sure we change this year. Our expectations this year is just to kind of keep getting better, whether it's in the classroom as a human being or even on the court. Our expectations were super low since we didn't have a game that we won last year, but we're continuing to do the right things, and I think that we definitely can make a good change here in the Northview basketball program. If it's not this year, we'll keep building and keep doing the same stuff that we've done constantly, and pull out some W's and hopefully get into the playoffs rather sooner rather than later. Our varsity goals are just kind of to make sure that everybody graduates, everybody stays eligible. I know if you ask our kids, we want to win at least 10 games and make playoffs. Right now, we can do that. Our kids got to start buying in, believing it. Our coaching staff already does. And little by little, it's cool to see our kids grow up. We got a lot of freshmen that are now sophomores. We got a lot of sophomores that are now juniors. And we only have about 3 seniors, but only one of them plays. So we're super young, and we'll continue to build on it. And future's bright for Northview basketball.